Alright guys, welcome to this video, and today's video we are continuing with the user-defined data types, and today we are looking at enumerations or enums. And what are enums? Enums help us to store data, and this data could be thought about as data that is of different variants. For example, take an example of you want to build a category of users to log into a particular maybe API or endpoint, and maybe these users are students, non-students, you have staff and all that. One of the ways you can represent these users or model them could be enums. And without further ado, let's dive in and see what I'm talking about. For example, let's declare an enumeration or an enum about directions in a game. Maybe we want to show directions north, east, south, west. So enum direction. So we declare the enum as a keyword, direction as the name of the enum, and then followed by curly braces. Then we start representing our directions that we want: north, east, south, and west. So we have the enum about the directions. Now we want to declare an enum called player action. That means we want to declare the actions of the player in this game. So we have another enum, player action. What kind of actions the player can make? One of the actions is move, and move can only happen if we have direction. Okay, but that direction is now defined. So we are going to use the enum already that we have defined that has directions, and then we want to know which the level of speed someone can use to move at in our game. So that's one of the variants of the player action enumeration. We could have another action which could be wait. In this case, the player could just wait, sit there. And another action could be to attack. Maybe the player or the character could make an attack, and that attacker can only happen in a certain direction. So those are the two enums that we have, and we want to manipulate them and see how we can use them. That would only happen in the main function that we want to declare here. And let's begin with defining a variable that is non-mutable, and this variable is going to simulate the actions of the player. So I'll call it simulated player action. Okay, and this will equal to the player action. Okay, and the action that we want to perform is, maybe we want to make a move. Now, how do we access the player action or the variant from this enum? We can access the variant of the enum by using the DAV scope or the scope resolution operators from C++, if you know that. And that action that we want to make is move. Okay, and that is followed by curly braces. And we know that move takes two variants also, and one of them is the direction. And we want now to consider the direction or declare the direction. So that means we are creating an instance of the enum direction at this position or at this point, and that will be direction. And to create that instance, we will use again the scope resolution operator n, or the double colons, and that means we are choosing the direction n. You can put a comma, sorry, yes. And then we need the speed. The speed could be maybe 2 meters per second, whatever. So at this level, we have created an instance of the player action enum and direction enum. Now the point is to use them. And how can we use them? We can supply different variants, definitions, depending on the enums we have, and we can do, the best way to do that is using pattern matching. And the best way to perform pattern matching here is to use the match expression. I told you in the previous videos that match expression is like C++ switch statement on steroids. So we want to use match, and we are matching on what? The variable that we have defined here. And this is the simulated player action, okay? And that is followed by curly braces. And we want to look at all these possible player actions that we might have from our enum player action. One of them is wait, okay? And if it is wait, I told you we use the arrow operator, and we can define whatever I want, either in curly braces or on a single line. But in this case, we are going to use a single line since we just want to put out some statement. The player wants to wait if it is waiting. Then we have the player action, and this would be to move. And moving, we can use curly braces, and because we have different variants to talk about here, this could be the direction and speed. And we use the arrow operator here to, we are only doing this because the move action has its own variants. So then we use the arrow operator to put the arm. This could be the arm of, this is the arm, actually not code, but it's the arm of this match expression, of this expression here. Now this will be, we want to print something here. Player wants to move in direction. We want to print something there with the speed, with that speed. So we want to have the direction first and the speed that we have declared in the simulated player action. Maybe the last expression we can think about with the respective arm is, let's talk about the attack. This it is also taking on the direction, and it passes, or it obtains the direction which we have is north. With its arm, we want to print something on the screen, and this could be player wants to attack direction. Okay, and we put direction. So that's all we have for now. Remember to terminate the match expression at its end. Now, if you run this code, it will give you an error. Why? Because of the printing format here that we have. But let's run Rust and see. Rust C, enums, yes. And it's telling us for printing with the debug format. So to use the debug format that we've seen down there, we will need to declare the derive debug macro. Derive debug. This is capital D. Okay. Once we have that, we can come here because we have the direction for the enum, and here this would be the colon and then the question mark. Okay, and then here we will need the direction, colon, question mark. With this, hope our code should be running. There's no comma. We're on line 24. Line 24 here. Yes, that was a mistake. Sorry about that. We have that. We have warnings, but that doesn't matter. We can't use everything in this video. And then we want to run the .enums. and the player wants to move in the direction north with the speed 2 because the instance that is being initiated here is the move variant from the player action. So the direction is north with the speed 2. So that's all I had for you guys in this video. Please, if you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.